Welcome to another Easy English podcast. Today's story is called My Trip to Edinburgh. Sit back, relax, and imagine you are traveling with me. Let's begin. Today is a very exciting day. I am going to Edinburgh, Scotland. I have dreamed about this trip for a long time. I want to see Edinburgh Castle, walk along the Royal Mile, and try traditional Scottish food. Last night, I packed my suitcase carefully. I checked my passport. I checked my plane ticket. I charged my phone. Everything was ready, or at least I thought so. This morning, something unexpected happened. My alarm didn't ring. When I opened my eyes, I looked at the clock. It was already 7:15. "Oh no," I said. My flight was at 9:30. I jumped out of bed. I got dressed quickly. I brushed my teeth, grabbed my suitcase, and called a taxi. While I was waiting outside, I felt nervous. What if I miss my flight, I thought. A few minutes later, the taxi arrived. The driver smiled. "Good morning. Going to the airport?" "Yes," I answered. "My flight leaves in 2 hours." "Don't worry," he said. "We'll get there." The road was busy. There were many cars. We stopped at several traffic lights. I kept looking at my watch. Every minute felt important. Finally, we arrived at the airport. I thanked the driver and hurried inside. The airport was full of people. Some people were saying goodbye to their families. Some were carrying heavy suitcases. Others were drinking coffee and waiting for their flights. For a moment, I didn't know where to go. I looked at the big departure board. There were so many flights, I couldn't find mine. I walked to an airport employee. "Excuse me," I said. "Could you help me, please?" "Of course," she replied. "I'm flying to Edinburgh. Where is the check-in desk?" She smiled. "Go straight ahead, then turn left, you'll see it." "Thank you very much." "You're welcome." I found the check-in desk. The airline employee greeted me. "Good morning. May I have your passport, please?" "Of course." I handed him my passport. Then he put my suitcase on the scale. He looked at the screen. "Your suitcase is 2 kilograms over the limit." "Oh," I said. "I think I packed too many clothes." He laughed kindly. "You can move a few things into your backpack." I opened my suitcase. I took out a jacket and 2 books. I put them in my backpack. We checked the weight again. "Perfect," he said. Then he gave me my boarding pass. "Your gate is at 12. Boarding starts at 8:50. "Thank you." Next, I walked to security. I put my phone, keys, and backpack into a tray. I walked through the security scanner. Everything was fine. I felt much more relaxed. Now I had some free time. I bought a cup of hot coffee and a small sandwich. I sat near a large window. Outside, I watched the airplanes. Some were taking off, others were landing. I imagined myself sitting on one of them in just a few minutes. While I was drinking my coffee, I opened my travel notebook. I looked at my plans for Edinburgh. On my first day, I wanted to visit Edinburgh Castle. The next morning, I planned to walk along the Royal Mile. I also wanted to try fish and chips and visit a small bookstore. If the weather was nice, I hoped to watch the sunset from Arthur's Seat. Thinking about these plans made me smile. Suddenly, I heard an announcement. "Attention passengers, Flight BA 145 to Edinburgh is now boarding." I quickly stood up. "This is my flight," I whispered. I picked up my backpack and walked to gate A12. A friendly airport worker checked my boarding pass. "Have a wonderful trip." "Thank you." I walked down the aisle, looking for my seat. There are many people on the plane. Some are putting their bags in the overhead lockers. Some are talking with their families. Others are already sitting quietly. I checked my boarding pass one more time. Seat 18A. Perfect. It is a window seat. I like window seats because I love watching the world from above. I put my backpack under the seat in front of me. Then I sit down and look outside. The airport looks busy. I can see luggage trucks, airport buses, and other airplanes. Everything is moving. A few minutes later, a man sits next to me. He smiles and says, "Hello." "Hello," I reply with a smile. "Are you traveling for work or for vacation?" "I'm on vacation," I say. "I'm visiting Edinburgh for the first time." "That's wonderful," he says. "I've been there many times. You'll love it." We talk for a few minutes. He tells me about his favorite places. "You should visit Edinburgh Castle," he says, "and don't forget to walk along the Royal Mile." "I already have those on my list," I reply. "I'm also planning to visit Arthur's Seat." He smiles. "The view from the top is amazing." Soon the captain speaks. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. Our flight to Edinburgh will take about 1 hour and 20 minutes. The weather is good and we expect a smooth flight. Everyone listens carefully. Then the flight attendants begin the safety demonstration. They show us how to fasten our seatbelts. They explain what to do in an emergency. I listen carefully, even though I have seen it before. A few minutes later, the airplane starts moving slowly. It leaves the gate and heads toward the runway. My heart beats a little faster. I always feel before takeoff, the engines become louder. The airplane moves faster and faster. Then, we are in the air. I look out of the window. The houses become smaller. The roads look like thin lines. The cars look like tiny toys. Soon, we are flying above the clouds. The view is beautiful. The clouds look soft and white. They remind me of cotton candy. I take a few pictures with my phone. I want to remember this moment forever. After a while, the seatbelt sign turns off. The flight attendants begin serving drinks and snacks. One of them comes to my seat. Would you like something to drink? Yes, please. I'll have an orange juice. And would you like a sandwich or some cookies? I'll take a sandwich. Thank you. While I eat, I look at my travel guide. I read about Edinburgh. I learned that the city is famous for its old streets, beautiful buildings, and friendly people. The more I read, the more I become. Suddenly, the airplane shakes a little. It is only a little turbulence. Some passengers look worried. The captain speaks again. Please remain seated and fasten your seatbelts. There is nothing to worry about. A few minutes later, the turbulence is over. Everything becomes calm again. The man next to me smiles. That wasn't too bad. I laugh. No, it wasn't. Soon the captain makes another announcement. We will begin our descent in about 15 minutes. I look out of the window again. Now I can see green hills, small villages, and winding roads. Scotland looks beautiful from the sky. I can't stop smiling. I think about everything I want to do. I want to explore the city. I want to try Scottish food. I want to meet new people. I want to create wonderful memories. The airplane lands smoothly. Everyone claps softly. We made it, I whisper. I feel happy. A new adventure is about to begin. About 1 hour later, the captain makes an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now arriving in Edinburgh. I look out of the window. The sky is cloudy, but the view is beautiful. I can see green hills, small houses, and quiet roads. Everything looks peaceful. The airplane lands safely. Everyone starts clapping softly. I smile. We're here, I whisper. When the seatbelt sign turns off, people stand up quickly. I stay in my seat for a moment. There is no need to hurry. I take my backpack and walk slowly down the aisle. As I leave the airplane, a flight attendant smiles at me. Thank you for flying with us. It was my pleasure, I reply. I follow the signs to passport control. There are many travelers from different countries. Luckily, the line is not very long. When it is my turn, the officer smiles. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What is the purpose of your visit? I'm here for a holiday. How long will you stay? I'll stay for 5 days. Where will you be staying? I have a hotel near the city center. He checks my passport. Everything is fine. Enjoy your stay in Scotland. Thank you very much. Now it's time to collect my suitcase. I walk to the baggage claim area. Many suitcases are already going around the carousel. I wait patiently. 5 minutes pass, then 10 minutes. For a moment, I start to worry. What if my suitcase is lost? Just then, I see my blue suitcase. There it is. I quickly pick it up. What a relief. Before leaving the airport, I stop at the information desk. Excuse me, I ask, what's the best way to get to the city center? The woman smiles. The Airlink bus is the easiest option. It leaves every 10 minutes. Thank you. I buy my ticket and walk outside. The air feels cool and fresh. I take a deep breath. This is my first time in Scotland. Everything feels new. As the bus drives toward the city, I look out of the window. I see old stone buildings, beautiful parks, people walking with coffee in their hands. The city already feels warm and welcoming. I can't wait to explore it. Tomorrow, I'm going to visit Edinburgh Castle. I'm also going to walk along the Royal Mile. Maybe I'll try some traditional Scottish food. And of course, I'll take lots of pictures. This trip is just beginning. I have a feeling it will be unforgettable. Before our plane takes off, Let's learn a few useful words. Don't worry if you don't know them yet, I'll explain them as we go. First, I find my window seat. A window seat is the seat next to the window. Many people like it because they can enjoy the beautiful view during the flight. I always choose a window seat if I can. Above our heads, there are special spaces for our bags. These are called overhead lockers. We put our backpacks or small suitcases there before we sit down. Now look at the long path between the seats. This is called the aisle. Passengers and flight attendants walk along the aisle to move around the plane. The airplane starts moving slowly toward the runway. The runway is the long road where airplanes speed up before they fly into the sky. They also use the runway when they land. A few moments later, we take off. To take off means to leave the ground and begin flying. This is one of my favorite moments because the view becomes more beautiful every second. At the end of our journey, we will land. To land means the airplane comes back down safely onto the ground. Soon, we are flying above the clouds. Clouds are the white or gray shapes we see in the sky. From the airplane, they look soft, like giant pillows or cotton. Sometimes the airplane shakes a little. This is called turbulence. Turbulence happens because of changes in the air. It can feel strange, but it is very common and usually nothing to worry about. The friendly people who help passengers during the flight are called flight attendants. They serve food and drinks, answer questions, and most importantly, help keep everyone safe. The person flying the airplane is called the captain. Before the flight, the captain usually welcomes everyone and shares information about the journey. Before we take off, you always hear this sentence: please fasten your seatbelt. To fasten your seatbelt means to buckle your seatbelt so you stay safe while the airplane is moving. Sometimes the flight attendants also say, enjoy your flight. This is a friendly way to wish someone a pleasant trip. Finally, if everything goes well, we have a smooth flight. A smooth flight means the airplane flies calmly without much turbulence. Most travelers hope for a smooth flight because it feels comfortable and relaxing. Now you know these useful travel words. Listen for them the next time you travel by plane, watch a movie, or listen to an English podcast. The more often you hear them, the easier they will become to remember. Thank you for listening. In our next episode, we will arrive in Edinburgh and explore the city together. See you next time. Goodbye.